Hi everybody, Vrangin Game here, and we are back with, well, now the Danelaw. I think when we left it, we had conquered what remained of England down here, and it decided that our primary title should be Wales. Um, so as you can see, we had options. I wanted to keep everything as the Danelaw. Our culture is Danelawan, and we're keeping our capital up in Bamborough. So we are now an enlarged kingdom of the Danelaw. Um, I've granted the land that we won to various jarls, and one of the things that we can now do with the new, I'm not sure whether it's part of the free update or whether it's the DLC, but we can give vassals directives. Um, and I think what we want initially is to promote the culture. That's my grumpy dog in the background, if you can hear him. He's just getting fed up. But yes, um, we will grant those vassals. I think outside of an administrative government, we need to have the um, the opinion at 100%. I think it has to be at 100, or there have to be hooks or the such like against them. So yes, promote the culture again. Right, be interesting. Yeah, so -73. We can't ask Duchess Isabel to help us out. This guy we can. As we can there. Probably not. So I'm not too sure if the opinion drops. I'm not sure whether they'd stop doing what we asked, or whether they would, whether they'd continue now regardless. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a bit of a sniffle. So if I sound a bit hoarse or croaky, it's because of that. We were heading down the theology, converting religions, so maybe that could have been an option for us to get our vassals to do on our behalf. I think, having just come off a war that went quite well for us, and noticing as I was setting up those jarldoms, that Cornwall is particularly weak, with only 298 soldiers, an internal ally, and one of our vassals as his spouse. I'm not too sure whether his 580 will come help. Either way, they are in a very weak position. Okay, so yes, because we can only, I think we can only declare a war for a country once in our lifetime. It means that we probably can't take all of it at once. We could take the Earldom of Wessex, which is rightfully ours, or go for the larger chunk of Cornwall. I think we're going to go for the Cornwall just to weaken them even further. So we'll declare that war. We don't need to call in our allies. I say with confidence. And there's also, I'm not too sure whether the microphone will pick this up. There's also noise going on next door. They're having a lot of construction work being done, so there may be that interference. And then, of course, it's me. So I always end up having some sort of microphone interference, at least when I least expect it. I think we perhaps need to look into our heir and the greater succession as well. But we've got Crusader kings, and the Christian pilgrims to the Holy Land suffer all manner of abuse, and their routes are fraught with danger. In order to protect the pilgrims and secure Jerusalem for Christ and the faithful, His Holiness Pope Nicholas has accepted the possibility of an outright invasion by joint Christian forces. This could be the beginning of unprecedented Christian aggression. Tier predictors. So Christian faiths now have access to crusades. So if they see England as a Christian country, or they believe it should be Christian, they may come for a crusade. Our friend died, so I imagine that's possibly our alliance with Ulster has gone. Luckily, we don't need to worry about that for this war against Cornwall. Yeah, so we don't want to call allies or dynasty members. We could transfer a vassal. We'll do that. And we've got some powerful vassals. Not very good. Not very good unless... No, I can't put him as Rixgodi, where he would have been an improvement. Okay, don't want to worry about those. Don't want to call dynasty members. Don't want to call allies. We're not bothered about that. Artifact. He could inherit the Earldom of Yeland. Interesting. Yeah, we have our own succession issues. Let's have a quick look. So he's my cousin and not my son. So I think we need to look at the elections. That's my son. And he's currently second. Yeah, so the child is not being too much of an issue. It's only a -10. Who's first? He's got 65, so he's way in front, isn't he? The dwarf thing's going against him. Well, it went against him quite a bit there. Not so much here. think I need to find a candidate that, sorry, an elector that has. They've got 17, and we're way off. There's a 10, there's a 12, another 10, but they're all significantly balanced against Jarl Colbane. Well, not in this instance, but could be an issue. I'm struggling to kind of concentrate on more than one thing at once at the moment, so I kind of feel like I want to get the war one. The further education. Every time my husband, King Asbjorn, finds me bent over a tome, he gets visibly excited. Okay, well, whatever turns you on, Asbjorn. Would you like some help with your studies? Oh, I see what he means. Someone to exchange ideas with, or perhaps some new tomes. I recently acquired a volume with an excellent analysis of ciphers. Yeah. Well, we got studying intrigue. We didn't quite get the bigger bonus. We can afford to lose. I mean, it sounds terrible, but I can afford to lose men. Oh, but he's now come of age, so he's not a child anyway. So Athelstan comes of age. Always a clever child, Athelstan proved time and time again over the course of his studies that he had a natural affinity for careful planning and more than a little misdirection. Now it is harder to say, however. Everything that is tasked of him is done by others before he gets to it, and he never tells petty lies the way he used to. Perhaps he was not as clever as he seemed after all. They grow so fast. He gains the trait Elusive Shadow, so this may boost his intrigue. Yes, well, went to 20, then down to 18. Fine. And he's now married, I believe. He needs to get rid of his regent. I still like him. I still like him. Oh, they escaped by the skin of their teeth, didn't they? Where are you going to make landfall? Right, there you go. You're committed to landing in, well, Hampshire, I think. Yes. Yeah, as expected, that was a relatively easy victory. We inherited the Earldom of Wessex. So one of our guys that we set up appears to have croaked. The rest don't like us, so we need to pick somebody, I think. It's a shame you can't offer land and get a hook in return. Let's get rid of everybody except Danelanders. That might help us. Torstein Tyndale. You can have the Earldom of White and the Earldom of Wessex. Promote the culture. So we're on the verge of winning the war against Cornwall, or for Cornwall. In fact, when we take Cornwall, we can declare victory. So we shall do so. Disband our armies. So be it. And we perhaps want to find another Danelander with a higher opinion of us, who doesn't already hold any land. Wiglaf, great name, good marshal. The Earldom of Devon, I probably haven't. Well, yes. Have the Earldom of Devon. Can I create... I can usurp the kingdom of... Petty Kingdom of Cornwall. Which we will do. And now I need to grant you said Earldom of Cornwall. Promote the culture. Excellent. So we can cancel that. So we still have pockets of England to take for the Danelaw, and then we may have to start looking at Scotland or Ireland for the Empire of Britannia. Unless I'm really interested to see what's going to happen when my son inherits, or basically when Áslaug passes away. Although at the moment our son is not our player heir, and I really want him to be. Okay, so at 50 opinion, he will take a directive. That's good to know. So I wonder if it's just a positive and not, as long as it's not a negative. Right, let's have a look at this election. That's got closer. I suppose we've now lost the 10. If we modify, mind you, he's only got a voting strength of 1, hasn't he? His score, has his score come down? 104. What if you gave us or if I gave you title being protected from title revocation, it's not going to give me a hook. It's going to improve your opinion, but you're at 100 already. So you can't get hooks. You can only use hooks to get it the other way. Okay, well that's one option that's ruled out. I can't go around seducing everybody. Who has the highest after me? There's 18. I've got what, 23? There's 18. I think it's going to be that one. Oh, Bjorn of Leicestershire. Is it all these folk that are in basically in Mercia? I mean, even the people I've just put in charge of places are not voting for my son. Oh, Colbein the Stout. Colbein the Stout. I mean, he's Norse, so he's got that against him. That 8 is a big issue. He's an encroaching foreign ruler because he's got land in Denmark, I presume, but he's got land in the Mon. He's the Earldom of Mon. He's not that foreign. He's the Isle of Man. All these earls have got relatively low voting power, except, oh, he's a Jarl. Oh no, that one's the Jarl. Who's he? The Earl of Shropshire, he's got 11. Total development, oh yeah, it's development, isn't it? So where's the one that had 18? The Earl of Northampton. The Earl of Leicestershire. Can we find a secret? On Leicestershire. What about Prince Birgred? Does he? He won't go to prison. Granting a pardon just gives him more opinion of us. Birgred. Here he is. Well, he doesn't like our guy because he thinks he's a filthy heathen. That's 200. That would do it. If I could get this guy, we'll grant him the pardon. Now he likes us a little bit better. What if I gifted him? You can have the milk tooth. We'll get another 5 opinion. I wonder whether to we'll try swaying him. Yeah, the new schemes. Okay. If we could get him with 12, that puts you down to 92, and then the other one was 18. So that's 30 in total, isn't it? 30 off and 30 on. Well, it makes it much closer. And then we could maybe work on getting some more secrets. But yeah. Tall tales at the table. Tall tales at the table. It's been a long, long evening in the company of Alfwine. The wanderer stopped in Bamberg for a night, paying for his stay with his tales of exploits that lasted hours. So there I was, in the middle of the North Sea, longboat, sinking from too much bloody plunder. Well, I couldn't take it with me, so I jumped into the water and swam to Norway. Tale after tale, the saga continues, each anecdote longer and larger than the last. Interesting guy. I think we'll just ask him to speak well of our hospitality at your next stop, and say thank you for the fantastic tales. We're going to draw it to a close. I did say at the end of the last one, which nobody could hear because the flipping microphone issues were back, whether half-hour or hour-long videos were preferred. I've got my fingers crossed that you can hear me now, because I've changed some settings around. I honestly don't know why it starts off all right, why it works okay sometimes. I've got a new microphone, I've got a new cable. Honestly, I'm just a bit perplexed. But do let me know in the comments if you can hear that question, whether you prefer shorter episodes or longer ones. If the settings have made a difference and I can record longer videos, which I've done a few trials, and it seemed to work okay, then I could go back up to hour-long videos. But yeah, let me know. In the meantime, thanks for joining me again. Please do consider subscribing. That would be fantastic. If not, just please hit the like button, drop me a comment below, hit the dislike button, but tell me why. And yes, I hopefully will see you all again soon. In the meantime, look after yourselves and cheers.